I'm Johnny Mack with your daily comedy news. Jimmy Kimmel noticed that former President Donald Trump, quote, took a break from disparaging the FBI to go after Jimmy Kimmel and his fellow late-night hosts on Truth Social. Kimmel said, "I didn't even see it. That's how badly his social media platform is doing." Trump wrote, "It was my great honor to have destroyed the ratings of late-night comedy shows. There's nothing funny about the shows. The three hosts have very little talent. And when Jimmy Fallon apologized for having humanized Trump and his ratings soared, the radical left forced him to apologize. That was effectively the end of the Tonight Show." Jimmy Kimmel tagged in, which I'm pretty sure is still on, right? If anyone knows talent, it's Donald Trump. He's walked backstage unannounced while young women were changing at some of the biggest talent competitions in the whole world. Wow. As far as ratings go, on behalf of my fellow late-night talk show hosts, Jimmy, Steven, Seth, and I, we've been on a total of 58 seasons and counting. Your presidency got canceled after one. From Gizmodo, some Reddit users are not happy with Taco Bell. The website's avid Taco Bell fandom is vocalizing its discontent over Taco Bell's new ad campaign featuring Pete Davidson. This has spilled over onto Reddit. There's a subreddit, Living Moss, yes, r/Living Moss. They did not find the ad fine. They find it disgusting. User Rain6304 wrote, "I'm a super hardcore Taco Bell fan, which is why I'm here. But even then, the Pete Davidson ad with him talking with his mouth full is absolutely repulsive. It makes me want to not eat there. I'm not sure what some women see in him, but he's so gross to me personally. Definitely not a selling point for any product. Anyone else feel the same?" Gizmodo writes, "It's easy to look at the reaction on Living Moss as a bunch of anonymous internet users with too much time on their hands nitpicking an innocuous piece of content, but the outrage has begun to spill over into other parts of Reddit. Posts on subreddits like True Off My Chest, Reddit Ads, and Rant, among several others, all express users' disdain for Pete's team up with Taco Bell. A post on subreddit You Should Know even suggests blocking the official Taco Bell Reddit account so these ads are no longer visible." Gizmodo adds, "What's bizarre about this phenomenon is the sheer scale of it. People really hate these ads." Yes, Pete Davidson can be kind of annoying and talking with your mouth full super gross, but the backlash towards the campaign's president on Reddit is an interesting case of collective opinion and the sheer power of the internet, blah, blah, blah. I find the whole thing funny. From the Philadelphia Inquirer, Pennsylvania State University leaders and students are speaking out after an announcement that the school would host Proud Boys founder Gavin McInnes for a comedy show. The, quote, Stand Back and Stand By, unquote, comedy hour on October 24th features McInnes and far-right personality Alex Stein. Is being hosted by Uncensored America, which is the school's chapter of a conservative student club. The Inquirer writes, when asked by funding allocation committee leaders about McInnes' involvement with the Proud Boys, Uncensored America leaders said Gavin had stepped down and veered away from the group. Huffington Post says McInnes maintains a leadership role with the Proud Boys and has a history of violent and bigoted rhetoric. Students against the event say the affiliations could pose threats to the university, bringing Proud Boy members and supporters of the group to campus. General admission tickets are free. VIP tickets range from $15 to a sold-out $99, quote, royalty tier that includes dinner with McInnes and Stein. Leaders of the Student Committee for Defense and Solidarity at Penn State wrote in an online petition, "Free speech does not mean paid speech, nor does it mean platforming fascists and promoting hateful, meritless disinformation with thousands of student fee dollars. Penn Staters and their friends oppose fascism, Gavin McInnes, and the manipulative rhetoric of Uncensored America, and we do not welcome any of these in the midst of our campus environment. We demand that our university administration stand with us." On Tuesday, the school put out a statement decrying McInnes and Stein's, quote, repugnant and denigrating rhetoric. However, as a recognized student organization, Uncensored America has the undeniable constitutional right to sponsor this presentation on our campus. To be clear, the presence of any speaker on our campuses should not be taken as an endorsement by Penn State, and we can emphatically say that our university neither supports nor condones the vitriolic and hateful language targeting particular groups that has been used by these speakers in the past. According to the students' pitch, the event will cost a little over $7,500 of student service fees. The breakdown, an honorarium of $6,500, Alex Stein's airfare $668, Gavin's airfare $354, hotel is covered by the honorarium, $0 spent on promotional flyers. Boy, when I started this podcast, I've said this before, I really thought this was going to be, hey, Hannibal Buress is going on tour and he said something funny and here's what he said. Some of these topics that we wind up getting into, both of the first two stories today, this whole Penn State thing and the Taco Bell thing, never occurred to me that that's how this show would evolve, but it's definitely different every day. All right, from nippertown.com, your home for comedy news. Comics Dustin Nickerson and Taylor Tomlinson visited Troy Music Hall last week with a start approaching 45 minutes late of an already late scheduled start of 9:30. Oh, so that's 10:15. Ouch. Nickerson stepped out and warmed up the audience. His set had its roots embedded in the little idiosyncrasies of a millennial being married to his high school sweetheart and being a dad to teenagers, all with a relatively tame vocabulary. He threw a few jabs at reconnecting with people you haven't seen in a while, and the whiplash of going from a Trump presidency to a Biden one. He jested that having Trump as president was a lot like being on cocaine. Going from that to Sleepy Joe gave us all whiplash. We need an Ambien after Trump. Interesting comparison here that the author chose to go with. Where Nickerson was a self-proclaimed dad bod with thick-rimmed black glasses, green plaid shirt, and mustache, Taylor was the counterweight. A petite blonde woman donning her uniform of black jeans, white shirt, leather jacket. Her set was a crass and vulgar retelling of her life as a perpetually single woman in therapy with a dream job and an unstable relationship with her father. Towards the end of the night, she pulled Nickerson out onto the stage for a relationship advice panel bit, once more highlighting the aforementioned yin-yang between the two of them. She had us in stitches at times, and the fact that she didn't need offensive phobias, isms, and ist remarks to make her audience laugh still doesn't feel as common as it should be. It's clean in that way, but you won't be spared explicit language or content, and for that, she is unapologetic. Meanwhile, The Guardian caught Michele Wolf's show. They give it 4 out of 5 stars. Subheadline, no taboo is off limits for spiky stand-up. She made that obvious. One of her jokes, oh, your queen died. I'm sorry if that's news. The Guardian writes, whether comparing the cue for the queen's lying in state to the storming of the Capitol, conjuring with ways to improvise an abortion in a post-Roe v. Wade America, or thought experimenting with bestiality, the corkscrew-haired comic brings tight joke writing and taboos together and revels in the fallout. A mini masterpiece of a joke construction contrasts Wolf and her new black boyfriend's respective definitions of a bad day. The substantial central section, meanwhile, atomizes gay male, lesbian, and straight female cultures, casting the light of one upon the other to expose the frailties, betrayals, and the ridiculousness of them all. The edges of Wolf's comedy remain, happily, as hard as ever. The Transformer Comedy Festival continues in Pittsfield, Mass. Tonight, Josh Gondelman is your headliner. Chicago-based comedy venue Second City is opening a space in New York, in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. The 11,900 square foot venue. Now, I'm from New York City. Is that big? I don't know. You could tell people will be like, how much land do you have? I don't know. What's 11,900 square feet? Is that big? Is it small? I don't know. Anyway, it'll have a main stage, a student stage, classrooms, and a full-service restaurant, so I guess it's big. And from Vanity Fair, there's a new Addams Family themed series called Wednesday about the girl named Wednesday. Guess who's playing Uncle Fester? Wrong. Fred Armisen, who confirms, yes, I shaved my head for it. They did such a great job with the makeup and everything. I had no eyebrows. It was prosthetics over my eyebrows to give me that look, but I think that bald caps don't look great all the time, so I was hoping to make it that much more convincing. He talked about Uncle Fester's smile. It's a real happy smile, not a sinister villain one. This is someone who's enjoying themselves. Uncle Fester was played by Jackie Coogan in the 1960s TV sitcom, Christopher Lloyd in the 1990s movies, and Nick Kroll has done the voice in recent animated films. That I did not know. Armisen said he wanted to continue with tradition rather than reinvent the character. Thank you. I wasn't thinking in terms of what I can do to make it different. I thought, no, I want the Jackie Coogan version. That's the version I can hear. Christopher Lloyd's is amazing too. I wanted to just keep it there. I didn't have any designs on, I'm going to add this element. No, this is someone who likes wearing those big coats and is enjoying his own eccentricities. And that's your comedy news for today. Stick a light bulb in your mouth and follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You do you. See you tomorrow.